Many of us will remember a program and a series of books from many years ago with Art Linkletter called Kids Say the Darndest Things. And it's true, kids really do say the darndest things, especially in church. And most of us have witnessed it. Once a teacher was escorting a group of very small children to Mass, and she was teaching them how to behave in church. She said, "Now why do we have to be perfectly quiet in church?" One smart little girl replied, "Because people are sleeping." So wake up. Another little boy was overheard in his private prayer saying, "Oh Lord, if you can't make me into a better boy, don't worry about it because I'm having a great time just as I am." It was J.M. Barrie who created that wonderful children's figure named Peter Pan. One time, Mr. Barrie was at the home of some friends, and the mother of the house was watching her little son stuffing himself with chocolates. She said, "Jack, if you eat any more chocolates, you will be sick tomorrow." Without missing a beat, the little child calmly replied, "I will be sick tonight," and popped another one into his mouth. J.M. Barrie was so delighted at the exchange he had just heard that he incorporated it into the play, Peter Pan, and gave the young man a royalty of half a penny for every time the play was performed. We can learn a lot about unadulterated truth by listening to children. The words of children sometimes startle us and sometimes shock us because they tell it as they see it. Children are the perfect human beings because they have not yet learned to doubt. Children still remember how to imagine, how to dream. And children have not yet learned that unfortunate lie that there is a difference between what can be imagined and what can be achieved. Children are not as far removed as we are from the world of angels. Children have not yet forgotten the limitless power we have inside us. Children have not yet stopped believing the unbelievable. A modern writer in our own day, Stephen Pressfield, has written, "Children have no trouble believing the unbelievable, nor does the genius, nor does the madman. It is only you and I, with our big brains and with our tiny hearts, who doubt and overthink and hesitate." Perhaps the prototype of the thinking, rational, unbelieving adult human being is the Apostle Thomas. Thomas cannot bring himself to believe the unbelievable. Thomas has lost the eyes of the child, though he certainly once had those eyes, and he will shortly regain them. Thomas has ceased living in the world of angels, in the world of fairy tales, though I am certain that his good mother told him fairy tales when he was a child. Instead, Thomas has ensconced himself very firmly in that unfortunate world of limitations, that much narrowed world in which thinking, unenlightened adults find ourselves trapped. We think we are being so intelligent when we refuse to believe the incredible, when we close our eyes to the world of the fairy tale. Yet that man whose name has become synonymous with high intelligence, Albert Einstein, used to say, "If you want your children to become intelligent, read them fairy tales. And if you want your children to become more intelligent, read them more fairy tales. Do you believe in fairy tales? You'd better believe in fairy tales, because in order to achieve the impossible, we have to stop believing in the word impossible and start believing in fairy tales. We have to begin to ignore those around us who constantly tell us it can't be done. And we have to just do it. A child sees nothing as unbelievable. To a child, everything is perfectly natural. If you wish to live a conservative life, believing what everybody tells you should believe, you will probably lead a stable, safe, secure life. But you will never fly. Rather, go out on a limb. Refuse to believe that the world is flat and discover America. Don't listen to those around you who want you to accept the accepted truths, the accepted limits of life. Defy the accepted truths, defy the accepted limits, and discover the greater truth. Learn that for the one who can still dream, there are no limits. Many years ago, one of my favorite authors was the great Catholic British author G.K. Chesterton. I used to devour his works. I can remember reading years ago what he had written about fairy tales. Back in those days, some of the modern child psychologists were telling parents, "Don't tell fairy tales to your children, it will frighten them." Chesterton wrote, "Fairy tales do not tell children that dragons exist. Children already know that dragons exist. Fairy tales tell children that the dragons can be slain." Do you believe in the incredible? Do you believe in the unbelievable? Or have you closed your eyes to the magic of life? Closed your eyes to the fairy tale of life? Do you believe that the dragons can be slain? If you do not, those dragons will haunt you your entire life long. Do you believe that world peace is possible? If you do not, it will never come. At least it will never come through you, nor will you ever find that peace in your own heart. Do you believe that one who has been crucified can rise up to new life? If you do not believe that, then you will never be able to rise up to anything. You still spend your life on a cross, and I dare say you will be a cross to others. Let us rather discover the long-forgotten eyes of the child inside of us. Let us open those eyes to the unbelievable all around us. Let us believe the incredible, that we may obtain the impossible. And together with Thomas, let us bow down in worship before that child inside of us, that part of us that is the image of the divine, and exclaim in wonder, "My Lord and my God." As the great prophet of the modern age, Oscar Wilde, has written, "I can believe anything, provided it is quite incredible."